One of two doctors connected to the death of beloved Friends actor Matthew Perry enters a plea in court. Current LA District Attorney George Gascon and attorney Nathan Hochman face off in the race for DA office. We hear from the candidates. The Asian Pacific American Student Assembly makes a splash at the APASA Water Festival here on campus.
Annenberg TV News is next.
A major development in the case surrounding the death of actor Matthew Perry, almost a year since his passing. Hi, I'm Gaby Medina.
And I'm Dana Hammerstrom. Mark Chavez, one of the doctors who prescribed ketamine for Perry, appeared in federal court today.
You'll be able to keep your license, Mr. Chavez, after all this?
What is your biggest regret here, Dr. Chavez?
Dr. Mark Chavez wasn't answering questions today, but in court he pleaded guilty to his role in death of actor Matthew Perry. Perry is best known for his role in popular TV show Friends. He was found dead in his home of a ketamine overdose last year. 4 others have been charged for getting him the drugs. Chavez's lawyer says he is trying to do the right thing.
What about for the other 4?
I can't answer anything with respect to any of the other defendants or what they're choosing to do, how they're going about their case. All I can answer is about what Mark is doing, and unfortunately at this point all I can tell you is that he's accepting responsibility. He is doing everything in his power to try and make this right.
Doctors can prescribe ketamine off-label as a treatment for depression, but it should be used with medical supervision because there can be adverse side effects. The National Poison Control Center reports a spike in ketamine poisonings between 2019 and 2021. The number of poisonings increased by 81%. About 40% of those cases were intentional misuse or abuse of the drug. About 20% of those people died. The sentencing for Dr. Mark Chavez is set for next April.
Turning now to local politics. Reporter Zain Kahn is here with more on a key race for the city of LA this November. Zain?
Thank you, Gaby. Welcome to the conversation with me, Zain Kahn. We delve into all things politics, and today it's all things close to home. The LA County District Attorney's race. It pits incumbent George Gascon against former U.S. Assistant Attorney General Nathan Hochman. Let's take a listen to both the candidates.
The DA has a unique role in actually upholding the law. I mean, effectively, in Los Angeles County, the DA is an enormously powerful position. Takes no orders from the governor, the attorney general, the mayor, the police chief, the sheriff, the city council, or the board of supervisors. Gascon proved that to us on his first day, first hour, first email. When
my opponent actually doesn't know what we do, or he's selectively misstating the facts. We do work with many other partners. In fact, we work with the Board of Supervisors to make sure that we have increased the number of beds for people that are mentally ill. We also ensure that when people that are houseless and they commit a crime, they are held accountable to that crime.
According to a poll conducted by USC Dornsife, Hochman has a significant lead of about 44% compared to Gascon's 20%. But more than 32% of voters are still undecided. The polls show many voters are very concerned about crime, and if crime is their concern, they may be more likely to side with Hochman. Gascon's policies include reducing mass incarceration and racial disparities in the Justice Department. Hochman's policies include tackling the current fentanyl crisis and prosecuting all misdemeanors. The California Secretary of State's office says counties will be sending out ballots to the voters on October 7th. A reminder that Election Day is just 33 days away. That's all I have for now. Let's check back in with the desk for more on the national political front. Gaby, what's the latest on last night's vice presidential debate?
Thank you, Zain. More than 40 million people watched last night's vice presidential debate. Ohio Senator J.D. Vance faced off with Minnesota Governor Tim Walz.
He is still saying he didn't lose the election. I would just ask that. Did he lose the 2020 election?
Tim, I'm focused on the future. Did Kamala Harris censor Americans from speaking their mind in the wake of the 2020 COVID situation?
That is a damning non-answer. All I said on this was
the conversation remained largely civil, with both candidates' microphones getting muted just once. We talked to an expert about whether there was a clear winner of the debate.
As far as Senator Vance goes, he had to do a couple things. One, he did very well, which was sort of improve perceptions. I've seen some early research that actually shows that they both had equal amounts of approval ratings. Neither was declared the clear victor of the debate.
If you haven't registered to vote, please visit www.registertovote.ca.gov. A new study found that depression and anxiety have been on the rise for young people in America, and in Southern California as well. But the COVID-19 pandemic made those stats much worse. Among 1.7 million young patients Kaiser Permanente studied, the prevalence of clinical depression increased 60% between 2017 and 2021. The rate of clinical anxiety increased 35% during the same period. We asked students how they manage their mental health.
The best way to do is take some time out and do things that you like. For instance, I like watching movies or just taking a walk in the park.
Finding a space on campus to just like sit down and just be kind of like away from the academic side of things.
I honestly love listening to music. I love going to concerts to manage my stress, and my therapist is my favorite person ever because she just listens to me go on and on.
Researchers say the most important thing to monitor is not the person's diagnosis, but rather how they're actually doing. Today marks the start of a new year on the Jewish calendar. Rosh Hashanah begins at sundown. We spoke with Jewish leaders in the USC community about the importance of this holiday.
I think whenever it comes to the holidays, especially the high holidays like Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, people are used to celebrating that with community, with family, and therefore it really creates this feeling of wanting to connect. As we come to the end of this year and the beginning of the new one, I think it's all of our hopes that we see a better world, a world filled with blessing, filled with peace.
It's customary to eat apples and honey as a symbol of sweetness and the hope that we'll have sweetness in our new year.
Two campus organizations will offer holiday events, including dinner and services. A third community of students, Chavurah, observes their Jewish faith while accepting people from all backgrounds.
We prioritize like our tradition and our ritual history, and that is the center. We're trying to recenter Judaism and not Israel in our discourse and in our tradition. And so it's a community for students, by students, for students to practice and celebrate Judaism on their own terms.
Rosh Hashanah is one of the holiest Jewish holidays of the year. It's followed by Yom Kippur, which will be observed next Friday and Saturday. In celebration of LGBTQ+ History Month, the USC Fisher Museum of Art is highlighting an exhibition called Sci-Fi, Magic, Queer LA, Sexual Science and the Imagination. According to USC Today, the exhibit is a collaboration between the Fisher Museum and One Archives, which has the largest archive of LGBTQ+ materials in the world. Curators have been working on the collection for 5 years, and the goal of it is to convey the role of science fiction fandom and the occult in LA's queer history.
I came to LA to see the exhibitions that are part of Pacific Standard Time, and this is one of them, and so happily came to see it, and it's one of the best shows on view in LA today. The texts are very nicely written, entertaining. I appreciated that, even Hubbard and Scientology make an appearance, but it's an extremely exciting gathering of weirdos, and that makes it also special given the location.
Curators say the exhibition was intentionally curated to be welcoming and as viewer-friendly as possible. The art can be seen until November 23rd. Students gathered at Associates Park today to celebrate traditional Asian water festivals. The event was sponsored by the Asian Pacific American Students Assembly.
The main purpose of this is to wash yourself anew and bless yourself with prosperity throughout the semester, so kind of like a welcome back, beat the heat kind of thing.
Organizers handed out Thai tea, coconuts, prizes, and water balloons, which symbolize cleansing and washing away bad luck. They hope to bring awareness to Asian traditions and give Asian students a space to celebrate and learn more about their culture.
an important part of cultural education is because college is such a fundamental space for people to learn and grow in their identities, be it they're like APTA or not. And I think APOSA really serves as that middle ground for our APTA students on campus to celebrate their cultural heritage and also promote it like to other USC students on campus who may not know about it.
APOSA represents 26 Asian Pacific American organizations at USC. Dana, I feel like that's a pretty good way to beat the heat.
I agree. Nothing but an ice-cold Thai tea. That sounds perfect for today. Well, in other news, the FBI and Secret Service talk safety protocols for the 2028 Summer Olympics. Details just ahead.
You may want to catch some waves during this heat wave, but we'll explain why it's safer to couch surf instead.
We have got a bone to pick with this next story. Find out what spooky surprises lie ahead.
Let me tell you how we amplify our Latina voices. Check out Dímelo. We have it all. Deportes.
Entertainment. Noticias. ¿Qué tal? Soy Mariela Gómez y bienvenidos a Dime la Hora.
Radio and Podcasting.
Comida y cultura. Digital social media.
¿A qué equipo le vas tú? LA Galaxy o LAFC? Dímelo is the only Latina-focused media outlet at USC. Dímelo. We have it all.
Dímelo. We have it all.
Mr. Owl, how many licks does it take to get to the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop?
Let's find out. 1, 2, 3.
How many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop? The world may never know.
There's a new pet.
Chia.
Chia Pet, the pottery that grows. It's fun and easy. Soak your chia, spread the seeds, keep it watered, and watch it grow. And now grow a whole collection of fun with Chia teddy bears, puppies, kittens, rams, bulls. There's even a chia tree to keep your pets company. Chia Pets and Trees, the pottery that grows.
The Chia Pet and Chia Tree are available at Kmart, Rite Aid, Ames, and Woolworth. Makes a great gift.
The 2028 Olympics may seem like a long way off, but law enforcement agencies are already actively planning for safety and transportation. Today they unveiled some of the roles that USC will play in the Games. People from LA 28 organization, the U.S. Secret Service, the FBI, and USC's Department of Public Safety discussed security and transportation for the 2028 Olympic Games. USC will be hosting the opening ceremony at the Coliseum, as well as several sporting events. The DPS chief says she's confident USC can handle the job.
We have a really dynamic region, a lot of experts in the region, a lot of collaboration in the region, and we started early. So it's a big undertaking is what I got from this event, but also that we have the right people in the right places, as they said, the right people on the bus and the right seats to be able to pull this off.
LA 28 organizers say that over 15,000 athletes will be competing in the Games. Hundreds of thousands of people are expected to attend. Now, Makayla, I thought summer was over, but I guess not. What is going on with this heat?
Honestly, Dana, I have no idea, but what I can tell you is to hold off on those outdoor activities and those beach dates. Southern California is going through another heat wave, and Angelinos are advised to stay away from beaches as bacteria levels rise. We spoke to experts and students about the issue.
Bacteria and phytoplankton, which are the next stage up, grow faster and sometimes better in warmer waters. In areas that are heavily densely populated, like Los Angeles, where you sometimes have inputs from human sewage or just human-related runoff, we tend to get more pathogenic bacteria in the water. Some of them are the phytoplankton or the small plants in the water as well that actually produce toxins.
We're having these what scientists call, like climate scientists, once in a lifetime, once a century events every single year now, and yet still not enough action is being taken.
It's nice to see like an increased effort on the West Coast, but I definitely think we could be doing a lot more.
The LA County Public Health Department warned residents to avoid a total of 9 area beaches, including Malibu, Santa Monica Pier, Venice Beach, Marina del Rey, and Manhattan Beach. The heat wave is expected to last until early next week, so let's see what the temperatures are looking like. Welcome to Weather with Mac. I'm your host, Makayla Idelburg. Let's start off with today's weather. So as you can see, we have a high of 81 degrees and a low humidity of 42%, but let's see if that continues for the rest of the week with our 5-day forecast. As you can see, Thursday we have a high of 75 degrees and a low of 60 degrees. Friday with a high of 72, a low of 58. Saturday with a high of 77 and a low of 60. And bumping it up a little warmer on Sunday with a high of 84 and a low of 63. And a little bit warmer again on Monday with a high of 86 and a low of 64. That's all for the weather this week, but remember to please stay safe and stay cool. Back to you guys.
While Halloween is not for another few weeks, it's never too soon to get into the holiday spirit. Annenberg Media's Stephen Noble is live at the Natural History Museum, where they're unveiling a ghostly exhibit. Stephen, how are the ghouls and ghosts treating you over there?
Well, Gaby, thanks for checking in on me. Fortunately, there's still some daylight, so the Halloween horror, it's not out quite yet. But once that sun goes down, these whimsical gardens behind me, as well as this giant skeleton, it's all going to transform into an exhilarating experience. They're calling it Boney Island. Guests of all ages, they're invited to walk through areas like the Deadwood Forest and Skeletown. Every seat in this garden, it's decked out with skeletons, spooky lights, and pumpkins. There's a water show, there's a theater, there's tons of events within this attraction. Boney Island has been a seasonal event for more than 20 years. It grew from a simple front yard display to a huge affair in Griffith Park, and now it's right in our backyard, right near USC's campus at the Natural History Museum. In addition to this walkthrough attraction, there's Halloween events happening all month around LA. You can visit Toscano Gardens for pumpkin carving from October 4th to 30th. Tina's Pumpkin Patch in Sherman Oaks, well, that's your one-stop shop to pick up a jack-o'-lantern this season. And the original farmers market, that's over in the Grove. They're going to have some live music, fall-themed games, even a petting zoo. Come on now. At their fall festival, that's all happening October 19th to 21st. And as for Boney Island, tonight there's an exclusive preview event, but the event, it all opens to the public tomorrow and will run all the way until Halloween, October 31st. Reporting live in front of the Natural History Museum for Annenberg Media, I'm Stephen Noble.
The Trojans are back on the road this weekend against Wisconsin. See who we think are the Trojans to watch out for. Women's volleyball is coming off its first week of Big Ten play and has back-to-back matchups this weekend. It's playoff season and the Dodgers are moving on to the National League Division Series. Stay tuned for an ATVN Sports up ahead.
Bonjour, je suis le grand musée.
Je suis la jeune fille.
Yes, that's French they're speaking, and no, these children aren't French, they're American. And they've acquired their amazing new language skills from Muzzy, the remarkable new video language program for children developed by the British Broadcasting Corporation. With this unique BBC language course, children learn a second language with incredible ease. 4 delightful videos quickly become their favorite TV show and teaches children the same way they learned English. Learning another language becomes fun. You'll be amazed when your children begin speaking and understanding their new language from the very first day through this unique method. The entire course, 4 videos, 2 audio cassettes, the activity book, and the Parent's Guide and Answer book is available in French, Spanish, Italian, or German.
To order, use your credit card and call this number. We'll ship and charge you $28.08 a month for 6 months. Your satisfaction is guaranteed. Call 1-800-424-0700.
Okay, this stuff is really amazing. I mean, I put it in my mouth and I taste watermelon, but it's not just that. I taste strawberry too, but it's kind of like a watermelon-y strawberry put together. Hey, hang on. Sorry about that. And the bubbles are really awesome. I mean, that's why they call it Max, I guess, obviously. That sort of makes sense once you think about it. Oh, I'm Dan, and that's Chuck.
Hubba Max, a whole new kind of bubble. Hey!
Welcome back to ATVN Sports. I'm Riley Sager.
And I'm Ben Cohen. USC will look for its first away win in the Big Ten when it faces Minnesota on Saturday. The Golden Gophers are 2-3 on the season, having lost each of their 2 in-conference games so far. Still, last week's narrow defeat to Michigan should establish Minnesota as a team not to be underestimated.
No, really good defense. I mean, top 5 in the country, #1 passing defense. So, obviously, a really good challenge for us. They're a really veteran group, and a group that's taken on a new defensive system really, really well. There's not a lot of busted coverage. Like for a group that's in the first year of their system, they execute really, really well. I think that shows up across the board on tape. Yeah, just like I said, an exciting challenge for us.
USC will need difference makers on both sides of the football to come home with a W. And Riley and I have our eyes on a couple of potential X factors. Safety Kamari Ramsey has been nothing short of excellent since transferring last spring from UCLA. The redshirt sophomore already has a sack, a forced fumble, and 3 tackles for losses to his name, and has already established a reputation as a reliable on-field tackler, saving his best for 3rd and 4th down situations. Ramsey could be key to slowing down the Golden Gopher offense, especially if Moss and USC's offense start slow again.
Not a bad pick, Ben, but I'm going to go with sophomore wide receiver Deuce Robinson. Standing at 6'6", Robinson is the Trojans' tallest wide receiver and has an advantage over most quarterbacks. He's able to create those openings in the end zone that Miller Moss can capitalize on. Personally, I'd like to see the team utilize Robinson, his athleticism, and his catch radius. If he can just get in the end zone and be open, I believe he'll be a key component to delivering a Trojans victory this weekend.
Yeah, I agree with you, but I think that Ramsey has that evidence that we've already seen on tape. I mean, we saw it, his reliability with that tackle for a loss against LSU in every single game, through to 2 tackles for a loss against Wisconsin, that sack and forced fumble against Utah State. Ramsey, for me, is USC's best defender, and I'd love to see more of it.
Fair. Defense wins games. Yeah, I know. But with Robinson, I think there's a lot of potential that we haven't seen yet. I mean, he had a touchdown against Wisconsin, and then this past weekend, or 2 weeks ago with Michigan, and he doesn't have as many yards as the previous or other wide receivers, but his average is higher than anyone else who has 2 or more receptions. So I think if he can just get open, use his talents, he can make some plays.
I'd love to see USC use many of its wide receivers more. When you talk about Robinson, you talk about Kyron Hudson, you talk about Jacoby Lane. These are guys who can go up and grab the football, who can beat a defender. And so I think Miller Moss is trusting them, but I'd love for him to trust them more and for Lincoln Riley to trust them with those plays. But let's head to the court, where number 21 women's volleyball returns home this weekend after splitting its first 2 Big Ten matches. The Trojans opened conference play, winning a 5-set thriller against Ohio State at Galen Center on Friday. Set-winning kills by Jaden Livings and Adonia Faumuina sealed a victory for USC before a reunion for outside hitter Allie Batenhorst with her former team, Nebraska. Number 2 Nebraska, it was an emotional return for Batenhorst, whose Trojans fell in straight sets to the Huskers.
Yeah, I mean, I think everyone saw me cry. That was cool. But yeah, I was just completely overwhelmed with just joy and so much support. I'm gonna cry again talking about it, but yeah, it's just really great to see everyone, and I love the soccer.
After taking the emotional loss in Nebraska, USC dropped 1 spot in the rankings from 20. The Trojans will face Michigan on Friday at Galen Center, where our very own Riley Sager will be on the call.
Yes, I will, Ben. Now on to professional sports. The Los Angeles Dodgers clinched the National League West title on Thursday after a 5-run 7th inning and 7-2 win. They finished 8-2 in the last 10 games and will begin division play this Saturday against the winner of the Braves-Padres series this week. On the other side of the division, the Philadelphia Phillies will play either the Milwaukee Brewers or New York Mets on Saturday. New York currently leads the series 1-0. I'm a Dodgers fan, but I'm from Atlanta, so it'll be a different story if the Braves slide into that empty NLDS spot, Ben.
Maybe with Shohei Ohtani, the Dodgers can actually make it out of the divisional round this year. Well, that's all the time we have for sports today. I'm Ben Cohen.
And I'm Riley Sager. What do you have next for us, Gaby?
Thanks, guys. Reduce, reuse, recycle, and rock and roll? Find out more after the break.
Let me tell you how we amplify our Latine voices. Check out Dímelo. We have it all.
Deportes.
Entertainment. Noticias. ¿Qué tal? Soy Mariela Gómez y bienvenidos a Dime la Hora.
Radio and Podcasting.
Comida y cultura. Digital social media.
¿A qué equipo le vas tú? LA Galaxy o LAFC? Dímelo is the only Latina-focused media outlet at USC. Dímelo, we have it all.
Dímelo, we have it all.
Want quality name brand carpet for less?
Call Empire and you can get quality carpet at the lowest price guaranteed. And no payments for 1 year.
800-588-2300 Empire.
Today.
I've replaced your shoelaces with fruit by the foot.
So you did. I replaced your fingers with fruit by the foot.
Bravo. I replaced your bones with fruit by the foot.
Indeed you have. I replaced your guitar strings with fruit by the foot.
Seems like a step backwards, but alright. I replaced your DNA with fruit by the foot. That would be end game, my friend.
Fruit by the foot. Fruit-flavored snack.
A band led by a USC Thornton student has a unique response to the climate crisis. Annenberg Media's Daniela Lake takes us along to their concert.
This is Trapdoor Social. An alternative rock band whose lead singer is Skylar Funk. He's a master's student at USC's Thornton School of Music, getting a degree in popular music teaching and learning. Unlike other bands, Trapdoor Social has a unique way of generating electricity for their shows.
100% solar-powered show.
After starting the band in 2011, Funk and his bandmates had solar-powered shows across the U.S. before creating their very own solar-powered music festival in 2016.
We thought was necessary for the world to write itself out, where we could celebrate sustainability and use clean energy and gather with community and, celebrate music and life and good times.
Funk not only sings for Trapdoor Social, but plays the saxophone and guitar. Funk's also a member of the Student Sustainability Committee. He got his bachelor's degree in environmental analysis at Pomona College. Unfortunately, the band's solar generator was stolen this past summer, along with $20,000 worth of equipment. It may be a while until Trapdoor Social gets its solar-powered concerts back, but there will be no shortage of energy here tonight at their Hollywood concert. Fans are gathered here at Harvard & Stone in Los Angeles to hear songs off of their new album, Echo Bloom.
I love Echo Bloom. I love the direction it's going.
But most supporters admire more than the music.
There's also the kind of social commentary around environmentalism that is just really ingrained in what they do.
Looking ahead, Skylar Funk hopes to get his PhD one day.
I hope to keep making art, and I hope to get to teach.
Echo Bloom is the band's first album as part of a record deal with Pasadena Records, so this is just the beginning. I'm Daniela Lake for Annenberg Media.
Thanks, Daniela. Wow, Dana, saxophone and roller skating and a band? That's really insane. Do you have any hidden talents?
I don't know if I could be a one-man band like Mr. Funk, but I can sometimes do the worm backwards. So if we're having dancers featured on ATVN anytime soon, might want to give me a call. Any fun talents for you?
Well, I am a dancer, but I think an especially fun talent would be that I can do a headstand. So maybe we can combine forces.
Maybe we should make our own band.
I would be super down for that.
We just have to find a huge solar generator to hopefully make it ecologically sound.
That is a super easy task. I think that would be the easiest part.
Absolutely.
Thanks so much for watching Annenberg TV News. From everyone at Annenberg Media, I'm Gaby Medina.
And I'm Dana Hammerstrom. For more coverage, watch and subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/Annenberg Media. Good night.